Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. Love and money. How do the two overlap? What does that look like? Well, Tierra KJ Williams, aka Miss Black Hollywood, sent me a video that really got me thinking, and I thought that it might be a worthy conversation to discuss because there are lots of things happening in terms of people talking about relationships and 50-50, who should pay for what. And when you talk about love, the economics isn't just dollars and cents. It's about expectations, emotions, and there's a silent price that we put on love. At the end of the day, there are all these other variables that kind of happen where money becomes a symbol of something deeper than just money. And I'm going to talk about that. So as you come in, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I also want to remind you guys that if you want to join us every morning for Money in the Morning, we do financial consciousness training for our economic elevation class every single day. It's totally free. We have thousands and thousands of you that have signed up and you love it. I took the survey. 99.9% of the students, 99.6% of the students in the class said that if they could recommend it to a friend, they would. So if you want to join this free class, just text the word morning to the number 87948. Text morning to 87948, or you can go to drboyceelevate.com. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a video. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a quick yes in the chat to let me know you can hear me. Quick microphone check. Just want to make sure I'm good. And I'm going to play this video. And apparently there's this woman, and I don't know if this is a skit or not. It could be, but even if it's a skit, as my friend Tierra said, it basically exemplifies a lot of the issues going on in our community. There's a lot of conversation about money and relationships and who should bring what to the table and what are you bringing to the table and stuff like that. So this is really interesting stuff to me. I wrote a book when I was on the faculty of Syracuse University called Financial Lovemaking. And in this book, Financial Lovemaking, which I'll show you you can have the book for free. I'll give you a link where you can go get it. It really sort of expresses all these interesting connections between love and money, some of which we don't fully understand, some of which people are delusional about. They're very delusional about how money and love intersect and how one affects the other. So let me play this video. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear the video and make sure the audio is coming through okay. So here we go.
Where are we? Who house?
It's our house, babe. I just bought it.
This house?
Yeah, this house, babe. What's wrong?
This not the house we agreed on. Why would you do that?
This is what I could afford, babe. I bought this because it's what I could afford.
You care about me being happy or you being happy? Because I'm not happy with this. This is not what you was supposed to have bought.
I care about both of us being happy, and you're not making no payments.
I don't care about that. I'm not gonna want to stay here. I'd rather stay where we are now.
Where we at now, where we at right now, we renting. This we own in here. You know, the property value can go up.
No.
You ain't even seen the inside.
I don't want to see the inside. To me, it look no. To be honest.
What's wrong with this house?
It's small. Look at that little window. Like it's small. Like I don't even want to be here. And then you're talking about some that you can afford it. Like you can afford better than this.
You don't spend all your money on the house, babe. You got to keep something in the bank.
Okay, and we have enough in the bank to get something better than this. This is not what I expected to how I wanted to live my life. Certain enough for my kids.
You gonna help me pay the bills, babe?
No.
Okay, so then what? Let's go see the house. Let's go.
Okay, so were you guys able to see that video? And if you were, I'd like for you to do me a quick favor. Give me like a 1-sentence reaction to the video. What is kind of a 1-sentence reaction? Let's assume it's real. Because even if it's a skit, y'all know y'all done seen this before. you know you can imagine real people. So what did y'all think? Give me kind of a 1-sentence reaction. While we do that, by the way, boyceandalicia.com is where you can go if you want to get a free e-copy of my book, Financial Lovemaking. You can have it for free. And so if that's of interest to you, go to boyceandalicia.com. My wife, who's a licensed therapist and a full professor of social work, she talks to couples all day long, and they run into issues like this. Okay, so I see Stacy says disgusted. He should exit stage left. Okay. Michelle says disappointed. Okay. Andrew just says wow. Patrick says ungrateful, bougie. I saw ungrateful from Michelle, and then I saw somebody else said Patrick said ungrateful and bougie and entitled. The comments are coming in kind of fast, so it's hard to keep up. Okay, she's more interested in appearances than investment. Okay. She did not understand the sacrifice, thought it was all about her. why does it have to be this way? Oh, okay. That's really interesting. Okay, so yeah, when I saw the video, my first reaction was like, whoa, that's kind of got to be very hurtful for him, because I'm sure whatever trouble he went through to buy this house, he expected gratitude, and he didn't get gratitude, he got attitude. Kind of sucks when you expect gratitude, but you get attitude, and that's just, and nobody deserves that. And so that part I got. But then I also tried to understand it from different perspectives, and I'm actually give you some financial theories on this to help you understand what might be going on, so we can learn an economic lesson on this. We're not just here to gossip about people's lives. The other piece to this too is I heard her say this was not the house we agreed upon. Right. So given that this was not the house they agreed upon, and he just said, I'm going to go out and buy us a house, and we are going to live in this house, and we may live in this house for 10 years or more. Do you think that's fair? Give me a yes or no. Do you think that's fair that they apparently agreed on something, but yet he made a unilateral decision to go out and I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. The video went out a little bit. But but if you don't think it's a problem, then it is a problem. I'm just going to tell you like this. I would encourage you, when you make a decision like that, to communicate. I don't think maybe in 1942 you could do that. You could get away with that, but you just can't do that now. And the worst part about doing stuff that somebody didn't even ask you to do is that that's the easiest way to end up getting upset and having your feelings hurt, because here you done sacrifice for somebody without even asking them what sacrifice they wanted from you. And I think some of us may have done that before. I know I've done it, where you go out of your way, you're like, I did this for you, da-da! And they're like, I'm not real interested because that's not what I wanted. So one of the things I learned when I read a book called What Women Want Men to Know by Dr. Barbara DeAngelis is that if you're trying to appeal to the customer, whoever that person may be, your woman, your man, your client, first thing you got to do is listen. You got to ask, what would make you happy? What would you like? And then you can give them what they want. And then you may find that giving them what they want, they may, you may have wanted to buy a $10,000 diamond to impress her, but maybe she just wanted some $50 roses. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that right there was something that kind of stuck out to me when she said, this is not the house we agreed upon, which right there increases tenfold to me the possibility that somebody's going to get mad and somebody's going to get hurt. Now, let me lay out some other ideas on here for you just to consider as you are thinking about how to process this, because I want you to process it at a higher level. I want your financial consciousness to grow, and this will put money in your pocket. I promise you. I'm a finance professor, in case you don't know, in case you know. Do me a favor. Please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Also, my podcast is on Spotify. So if you go to Spotify, look up Boyce Watkins and you'll find me there as well. So here's the thing. When you're buying something, when you're spending money to some extent, in many cases, is not money. Just isn't money. It's a symbol of something. There's something in finance called signaling theory, and basically, when we when we go out peacocking, trying to get women's attention and showing them how strong we are, that's signaling. You're signaling that you're a strong man because you went and spent this money, or you poured liquor out at the club, or you driving a Lamborghini. You're signaling. We're sending back signals. And here's the thing about signaling theory. In love, big purchases are typically signals of commitment, signals of success, signals of devotion. So the woman may have interpreted the tiny house as like a weak signal, right? And so maybe she was looking for a bigger, stronger signal. And so there's a whole theory around signaling by a guy named Spence from 1973. So the question is, did he send the wrong signal? And also, when he was talking about the house, he wasn't talking about the house in the same way she was talking about the house, right? He was talking about the house as an investment. He was talking about the house as look on the inside. He was talking about the house like, hey, we got to be efficient with our finances. For her, maybe the house was something different. Maybe the house was something more emotional, status based, right? And I think that that's an important thing to understand about somebody you get with, because what's interesting too, did anybody catch this? When he asked her, he said, are you going to help pay for it? She said, no. So literally she's saying, I expect you to buy the house, but you can't buy the house you want to buy. You got to buy a house that I'm okay with. You got to buy a house that's going to make me feel a certain way. This house does not do it. So it's kind of a tough spot for him, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, where it's like you got to come up with the money, but you don't get the power that comes with the money. That's hard. That's really, really hard. So what that really says is that when you're spending your money on people, you better make sure you pick the right one, because just my advice to men. I say this as a man who I have not been broke for a long time. I was broke when I was 29 years old, 30 years old, right before I got my job at Syracuse. After that, I never made less than six figures. My first job, I made $115,000 a year as a finance professor at Syracuse. And I can tell you this, that once I got money, I attracted a certain kind of woman. And it was okay for women to be interested in money, because every book on biology tells you that women like money, just like they like men that are 6 feet tall. I was like, look, I'm not 6 feet tall, but I know what I got in the bank and I know what I got in my brain. So that gave me plenty of options. You have to make sure you're picking someone that's going to be consistent with their values. If you are a person, whether you have money or not, there are some women that are like, hey, money means something. I have a relationship with money. I grew up poor as hell, and having money meant something. Maybe I saw the local dope dealers, or maybe my daddy got us evicted when I was a baby, and a lack of money traumatized me. But money means something to me, and you want to understand that before you lock yourself into somebody. So even if you can afford, like I probably could have afforded a gold digger, but I did not want one. Why? Well, because I didn't want a broke person with caviar spending habits. I didn't want to be with somebody who wanted a high level lifestyle but couldn't afford even a low level lifestyle. Why would I want like a really bougie welfare recipient? That was not interesting to me, and so I ended up marrying a woman who's very efficient with resources. She knew how to save and invest, so she had her own assets. So when she went and bought her little red Mercedes, she paid for it herself and didn't even bother me about it, right? So at the end of the day, you got to pick what works for you. And I think sometimes when men have frustrations about women's financial expectations, it's because you picked something that was out of your weight class or out of your preference class. You picked, you're trying to date a zebra when really you should be with a giraffe, right? The zebras and giraffes are not the same animal. Different people are different. Different people have different attitudes toward money. Some people, men and women, this isn't just true for men looking at women. Also, a lot of you Black women are doing well. A lot of you have great jobs. You're making good money. You're going to attract men that are interested in women that have money. In fact, my friend had a funny term for it. She called them hobosexuals. She said hobosexuals are men that go around, sleep with women, and give them a good time in the bedroom so they can get access to their money. So it doesn't just happen on the male side. I mean, you see all the time where you'll have women that are furious because they have to pay child support or alimony or whatever. And I can guarantee you that if you go into a relationship and you're not equally yoked financially, if that relationship ends, there's a very good chance that you're going to get drained financially as that relationship ends, because you have become incorporated into somebody's lifestyle. You become a part of somebody's lifestyle. Now, Efron says, I see you low-key flexing. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to flex. I'm gonna tell you the truth, Efren. I don't flex when it comes to money. Because I don't think that having money is the best thing I can contribute to the world. I'm not a guy you're gonna see driving down the street in a Lamborghini. I'm not out here, I'm not gonna take pictures on my private jet. I don't do stuff like that. I think that stuff is corny. I believe in substance, right? So I didn't mean, if it sounded like I was flexing, I apologize. It's not me being cocky. It's really me being confident. I am confident, but I'd like to be. I believe in humility. So my apologies if I sound like I'm flexing. I was just being honest. So anyway, do me a favor. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. And if you want a free e-copy of my book, Financial Lovemaking, feel free to go to boyceandalicia.com. That's boyceandalicia.com. Also, my wife does, she's a licensed therapist and a full professor of social work. So if you want to figure out your relationship, stuff like that, she does a book club every week, and they get in a private Zoom and they talk about mental health and relationship issues and things like that. And she's really good at it. Very, very few PhDs become full professors, and she's been doing therapy for a long time. So if you want to join or participate or get notifications, text the word love to 87948. Text love to 87948. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video one more time. We were talking about this woman who I don't know if it's a skit or not, but she got this house from her man, and she's feeling kind of disappointed in the house. And then there's a little bit more to say about it. I'm going to lay out a little bit more financial theory in terms of what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to play this video one more time in case you got in late. So here's the video. I hope you guys can hear it. Here it goes.
Where are we? Who house?
It's our house, babe. I just bought it.
This house?
Yeah, this house, babe. What's wrong?
This
What's
not the house we agreed on. Why would you do that?
This is what I could afford, babe. I bought this because it's what I could afford.
You care about me being happy or you being happy? Because I'm not happy with this. This is not what you were supposed to have bought.
I care about both of us being happy, and you're not making no payments.
I don't care about that. I'm not gonna want to stay here. I'd rather stay where we are now.
Where we at right now, we renting. This we own in here. You know, the property value can go up.
No.
You ain't even seen the inside.
I don't want to see the inside. To me, it look no. To be honest.
What's wrong with this house?
It's small. Look at that little window. Like it's small. Like I don't even want to be here. And then you talking about some that you can afford it. Like you can afford better than this.
You don't spend all your money on the house, babe. You got to keep something in the bank.
Okay, and we have enough in the bank to get something better than this. This is not what I expected to how I wanted to live my life. Certain enough for my kids.
You gonna help me pay the bills, babe?
No.
Okay, so then what? Let's go see the house. Let's go.
So what's also interesting about this video that I thought that I noticed the second time around is she talked about how this is not how she wants to live her life, right? So there's actually a theory around what they call gift exchange, the exchange of gifts and relationships. And this came from a guy named Waldfogel in 1993. He wrote he wrote a research paper called "The Dead Weight Loss of Christmas." The dead weight loss of Christmas. I mean, think about that. That's a deep title. The dead weight loss of Christmas. What you're losing at Christmas. And what he talks about is the fact that gifts have different value depending on whether you meet the receiver's preferences, right? So an expensive gift isn't always a good gift. A lot of times the giver of the gift, the husband, is thinking about the rational things like, look at how much this costs. Look at how much of a ROI on this investment we can get. And in some cases, the wife may be looking for something symbolic. She may be looking for something that shows you love me as opposed to something that's going to make me money or be a great investment property. And so communication kind of helps you overcome that. There's another theory by Hochschild in 1983. He wrote a research paper called "The Managed Heart: Commercialization of Human Feeling." So listen, I want you to listen to this title. It's a powerful title. The commercialization of human feeling. Think about that. What we've kind of done, and this is why you got to be real careful when you're mixing love and money, because it's like mixing fire with fire, right? Like a grease fire with an oil fire. You're going to get some pretty interesting combinations. What has happened in America is that your religion is not Christianity. It is not Islam. It is not, Judaism. Your religion, the dominant religion in America is money. Capitalism is they need to form a church of capitalism because your society is designed to worship money. Every study shows that Americans have the most money, but they're the least happy. Not only are you the least happy with your lives relative to developed countries, pay attention now, you also are the fattest and the sickest, and your mental health is garbage. Your relationships are garbage. Your divorces are high, all these things, right? Why? Well, because you're worshiping the God of money, and the God of money is a jealous God. The God of capitalism is a God that does not want you to worship what he considers to be false gods. It doesn't want you thinking about things like your happiness or morality or healthy relationships or living a good life. They want you to get up and go to work every day so you can go buy that new car that was advertised to you on BET. So when that title's there and I read it and it says the commercialization of human feeling, I think about the fact that so many of us have been trained to believe that if somebody loves you, they're going to spend money on you. And they've also been trained to believe in the other direction, that because a rich man can spend money very easily. It's very easy. Will make things better. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay. All right. So ultimately, the idea is that if you love this woman, then you want to marry her and you're serious, you got to go down to the jewelry store, spend 2 months salary and buy her an expensive diamond, right? That wasn't an idea until maybe about 70, 80 years ago. De Beers started these ads telling you that diamonds are forever and diamonds are a girl's best friend, things like that. And then you started to believe that. Now, by the way, can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. Let's do a quick sound check because I'm hearing some no's. I think I'm back. I switched my Wi-Fi, so that might have been what took me out, but I wanted to get a better signal. Let me know if you can hear me. Once you guys let me know and confirm you can hear me, then I'm going to continue. So basically, as De Beers was sort of manipulating people, kind of pimping them into believing two things that are not true. One, that diamonds are very rare, which they're not very rare. They just control the supply. But then number two, they were getting people to believe that diamonds are the best way to express your love to a woman. Then that puts people into an economic trap. Not so much that money doesn't matter. I think money does matter. But at the end of the day, money can't be the only way you express love to another person. Money can't be sort of this essential, irreplaceable dimension of the process because some people don't have money, but they have a lot of wealth. They have a lot of value, right? And so here in this theory, let me just finish up on this point. What they talk about in this book about the commercialization of the human feeling, or this research paper, it's not a book, it's a research paper by a guy named Hochschild. It says that basically when you talk about relationships, you have these things called emotional labor gaps, right? And emotional labor gaps basically means that there's like a lot of labor that you have to do that's not just as simple as buying a house, right? The economics isn't just about the dollar bills. It's really about this invisible labor, like understanding your partner's emotional needs. So I'm going to say that I think that a lot of her disappointment started with the fact that she's like, this is not the house we talked about. Because if I was talking to him, I'd say, well, before, excuse me, before you buy the house, you might want to talk to her about it and just kind of make sure that she's okay with that. Show her a picture or two. Don't just pop up and surprise her. But at the same time, though, the good point that he can make is, look, I'm paying for this. This is my money. And so if I'm paying for the house, I'm going to pick the house. That's a tough dilemma. That's a really tough one. I would say overall, though, there are plenty of women that would like a house like that. So it sounds like he might have picked the wrong one. So it's not so much about them doing the wrong thing or them being bad people. It's really, y'all might not be a match for each other. She wants a nice house. You cannot afford the nice house. How did y'all end up together? How did this happen? A couple of one conversation could have saved everybody some embarrassment, assuming that this was real. Maybe it's a skit, but again, even if it's not a skit, I've seen people go through things like this, and that's why I'm talking about it. Okay, so anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here, and I hope you guys have a great night. If you want to go, we're going to Ghana this summer. If you want to join the B1 family in Ghana this summer, you can actually text the word travel to the phone number 87948. So text travel to 87948. We're actually doing a presentation tonight with Jay Cameron, who's our travel guide, and he's going to talk all about our summer trip. I don't have the dates in front of me. I think it's July. And I will be there. I definitely will be there. So if you want to join us tonight, just text the word travel to the number 87948. And also we have financial flashcards and workbooks for kids. If you have an interest in that, in my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, you can obtain all of this by going to drboycebooks.com. That's the URL on the screen, drboycebooks.com. All right. Stacy says Singapore next. We can't go to Singapore, but maybe we can. Why not? I haven't been to Singapore, but I hear it's a nice place. So anyway, have a good night, everybody. God bless you. And thank you guys for listening. And I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.